Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the Greensboro and Guilford County Tourism Development Authority Board meeting. So, some information about the event was it took place on November 11th, 2025. It was about an hour long, and I attended the meeting with Rena and Izzy. So, the summary of the event was Chairman Harold called the meeting to order at 3:30 p.m. And so first there was the financial report given, and then there was the business of the president, and then people discussed the matters that were brought up by the president. And then there was the business of chair who spoke, and then people discussed and debated and voted on what he talked about. And lastly, there's a motion to adjourn the meeting, and the meeting was finished at 4:30. So, what did I observe about the people in the setting? The people that were at this event were dressed very nice. They were dressed in suits and like business wear. And the meeting room wasn't very big. It was about the size of an office. And there were 20 people at this event, not including me, Rena, and Izzy. And some people had elected roles while others didn't. And where we were seating and where this event took place was around a big table with desk chairs around it so that it was easy to discuss and communicate amongst one another. So, my reaction to the people in the setting. So, on our Uber ride over, the Uber driver said that we were headed to the not so nice part of town. And so, my expectations for the place was for it to be not so nice. But actually, arriving there, it was very nice. The building was very well done. So, I was very surprised. And I'd never been to a board meeting like this before. And so, I guess I expected more locals to be there. But it's really just business people and the people in the elected positions. And they also had a TV in the meeting room, which was very interesting. I never really expected that. And they were able to visually show graphs and data and flowcharts to help better demonstrate their ideas. And everyone in the area was super nice to us, from the receptionist to the people in the meeting. Everyone was like very excited to have us and hear why we were there. So, some inferences about the settings and the people. So, all the people seem to know each other really well and know like what was going on in each other's lives, like outside of the business world. Because at the beginning of the meeting, Mr. Cordo went around congratulating people on specific achievements and awards that their company or individually they had gotten. And at the end, someone congratulated Mr. Cordo on his upcoming wedding. So I thought that was really like nice and interesting. And also, a lot of people in the meeting were from businesses, and so I thought they would only be worried about like making money, but they also were very worried about community and the town that live in it, that people live in. So it wasn't always business oriented, it was also like community oriented. And a lot of these people said they came straight from work, which shows their dedication and wanting to make the town better and get more tourism involved. And like I said earlier, the building was very nice and upkept, and we were actually told that the building was recently updated in July of this year. And this just like goes to show that they really want tourism in the area. And like also when you walked in the building, there was like walls of like pamphlets and like things to do around the area. So it just shows us like how much they're promoting tourism and how much they really want people in the area. So, how does this relate to public health? So, one of the really big issues that they talked about was that 80% of the city's collections were used in paying down Coliseum debt. So, city collections refers to taxes, fees, and fines. And with 80% of the city's collections used to pay off the debt of the Coliseum, there's little money left over for schools, police, parks, and roads and like other public health needs. And before going to this event, I had no idea what the Coliseum was, but I soon found out it's this giant stadium, as you can see pictured here, and it's used for like big events, concerts, brings a lot of like tourism and revenue into the city, but it also is currently taking up a lot of the taxes, and that money is going to pay off this for the stadium that isn't really helping the local people so much. And then another reason this event relates to public health is they talked about how Greensboro has a combined effective rate of 12.75 for the regional occupancy tax. And this is like very low compared to competitive cities. And they talked about how like a 1% increase in cities' occupancy rate would generate an estimate 1.6 million in revenue. And like this money would help secure like a bond for like facility improvements. And like because we aren't having this 1% increase, there's less money available for city services like for public health programs, hospitals, and like sanitation. Like, and if we just added this 1% increase, we would make a lot more money. And so they had a vote on like what they thought about this idea, and a lot of people were in favor of it. And lastly, Mr. Cadeau talked about how he conducted interviews with 75 community leaders in order to create a brand new identity and overcome the perception of the organization that was over focused on the Coliseum. And so this talks about CBPR because it involves the community members and the community in decision making, which I thought was really interesting. And it also can build a sense of trust between the businesses and townspeople, like talking back about social determinants of health. Like that sense of trust will really like allow people to feel like they have a say in what is going on in their community. And I thought that was really interesting and really nice to see. And so some challenges parts of attending this event. I didn't really know much about the area I was going to, and it was interesting to learn about it from like a tourism perspective because I'd never really been outside of Elon before this event. And we were the youngest people there, which was kind of difficult. Even though everyone was super nice to us, I just felt like out of place and like, I don't know, like kind of judged, but I don't know, that was also probably just in my head. For me, this was like a good reminder that I really need to involve myself in the communities I'm part of. I mean, this really pushed me out of my comfort zone, but it also was a reminder that like I am part of this community and I need to recognize like what's going on and be informed of what's going on. And I also learned more about this place that I now call home. I'm originally not from North Carolina, so I've never really been around to the outside cities. And even just driving to Greensboro, I was exposed to like the farm side of North Carolina, which I'd never seen before. So that was really interesting. And it's interesting to see how different people live their lives and view issues in different parts of the country. So I believe that we were required to complete the written portion in this order because it starts off with like an observation, like what'd you see, what'd you learn, what do you infer, and then you reflect on it, and then it's how you grow from it. And so like I actually found this event really interesting, and now I'm going to be more eager to go to events more like this in the future. And I also think it's important for young people to learn about what is going on in the community and how decisions are being made. And like what I learned through this experience will like help me guide me in the future in events I go to and how I continue to engage with my community.